So Netflix's third quarter earnings have just dropped. I'm Andy West from the Inferential Investor. What we're going to do is just run you through the use of the Inferential Investor earnings report analysis prompt and see the insights it can draw out of a live company. There's some really interesting things for those who are interested in Netflix itself. So here's the Netflix Investor Relations website. Third quarter earnings have just dropped. We've downloaded the letter to shareholders, which includes the financial accounts, onto the hard drive. Here's the Inferential Investor prompt library page. Now, this page indexes all the prompts that we have set up for professional analysis. Each of these are set up, tested, optimized across models, across stocks by hedge fund investors with decades of experience to provide some real insight. We scroll down, generate an earnings analysis report. That's what we're going to do today. So clicking on that takes us to the earnings report page. This page sets out for us just some explanation of the prompt, what its objectives are, what it will do for you. There's articles on prompts, so it links to those, tells you the preferred models and execution notes, how to get it working. And there's also sample outputs you can download if you want, so you know exactly what you're getting. Now here's the prompt itself. You'll see as we go down, it's just copy paste. We copy that and then paste it into our model. It's a comprehensive long prompt. It's not something that you as an investor would want to type out every single time. That's the value of having access to a prompt library like this. And it's more than that, it's set up by hedge fund investors with over 25 years experience in analyzing earnings reports to draw out multiple areas of insight from the report itself and from management's language. So over on here we're using Gemini today. We've set out the prompt in there, attached Q2 and Q3 earnings. We attach both so the prompt can analyze the continuity and evolution of the numbers, of the growth rates, of management language, and of sentiment, which provides real detailed insights into what's changing in the company, and that's very important for the share price. So we just run the prompt. Now I've pre-run this. It took about 1.5 minutes to generate the outcome, and we get a ready-made earnings analysis report. I'm going to copy and put this up on the Inferential Investor page under Stock Research tab. So you can just go in there and have a look at all the insights. Now, what we're seeing is something that's interesting. There's a headline miss, but an underlying beat. And that's going to mean that it requires a little bit more analysis than normal, an interesting test of what the model itself can pick up. So what's happened in Q3? Mixed result. Revenue met consensus. It was in line, but there was a significant, about 17% EPS miss. However, entirely attributable to a large one-off tax expense. This is related to a Brazilian tax dispute. It's fairly material tax expense, but it is one-off, so the market may look through it if it's adequately explained. Excluding this charge, and this is where the model can give some real insight. So excluding the charge, core EPS would have been $7.30. Now that's important because consensus was $6.97. So that's a pretty material beat for core EPS x the tax charge. The report takes you through underlying business fundamentals. Now, revenue growth is always important for a growth stock. It accelerated again. That's the second quarter in a row that's accelerated now to 17.2%, and it's on track to meet full year consensus. Best ad sales quarter ever, which is important, doubling of upfront commitments. Netflix has obviously moved to an ad monetization model. It stopped reporting total subscriber numbers, and what the market's interested in is ad monetization, revenue, and those on the ad tiers, the number of subscribers on the ad tiers. So what else do we have? Performance highlights, qualitative comparison. So comparison versus consensus for the quarter. What happened? We've already reported on the headline EPS miss, but underlying beat. The table of performance draws out key performance drivers, core margins, revenue drivers, etc., and then goes into management discussion and analysis. Now, the management discussion shows both the current quarter, it summarizes the discussion and the key points for the current quarter, and presents the prior quarter, and that's important for getting a sense of the evolution. Then it drills down into tone and thematic shifts. So we're looking at sentiment analysis here and semantics of management language to draw out more signals from management language than just the numbers that they report themselves. It's reporting on a negative sentiment delta. So sentiment scores dropped by about 2.5 points. Now, that seems largely, however, becoming defensive regarding the headline financials, so related to explanations of the tax charge itself. But they are, and this is where the model can provide some nuanced insight, becoming significant more bullish on franchise creation and business momentum. Franchise creation, things like K-pop Demon Hunters, can really be monetized well and generate future revenues. The ad business obviously is a sustainable, recurring revenue model. Guidance, evaluation, consensus implications, it takes you through that. So it takes you through the last guidance periods, what the targets were, what consensus was, the percentage difference and the revisions. That's important. So we look at potentially what analysts will do overnight, having absorbed the report and the earnings call with their numbers. Looks at growth trajectory. Always an accelerating growth rate is positive. Now, Q4, we see that we've had 2 quarters of accelerating revenue growth up to 17%, then Q4 guided is 16.7. That appears slightly conservative. Given the momentum of the business, there may be the market moving slightly higher than guidance. And then it suggests potential follow-up analysis. So there's many things you can do with the Inferential Investor prompts. We can look at the earnings call transcripts later once they drop and draw out lots more insights from those as well, and drill down into financial statement analysis, forensic accounting checks, various things like that. So as I said, the Netflix analysis will be put up on the Inferential Investor Substack webpage now under the Stock Research tab. Have a look at it, see what insights you get. This was produced within minutes of the numbers being dropped on the website, so it's a really timely way of analysing the outcomes of quarterly earnings reports.